the waiver wire. It's going to get weird this week, folks, because of next week, I should say, because of Adam Silver's baby, his precious Emirates NBA Cup. Don't you dare call it the in-season tournament. So game count's going to be weird. There's going to be there's a losers bracket. There's a winners bracket.
Do we have a feel for which commissioner sites count and don't count the cup games? You know what I mean?
They should all count all the games except the final.
Yep.
Okay. Right. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I think I know on ESPN when you do schedule, they don't show the cup games. It feels like
there's nothing to. It's tough because there's nothing to show, and they
Right.
might not have a placeholder situation. And
right.
I know a couple seasons ago, maybe there was some confusion about like, did some of them count? Did this count as 1 week or 2 weeks? But I think, as far as I know, most sites are on the same page with this now. But
yeah, ESPN was 1 week. I think you want to check your bracket because I'm not sure when they show the teams they're playing. I think they're not listing the cup games.
Best of luck to everybody because we can't figure it out.
I brought the pod to a screeching halt there. I'm sorry.
Yes. No, that's what. Look, that's. I think that's what the cup does. Unfortunately, there's an excitement level to podcasts and the media, and then they start talking about the cup, and it's like, well, what? So, anyway, pick up
the waiver wire.
Pick up Collin Gillespie, folks.
There you go.
A guard for the Phoenix Suns, 34% roster. We got the news that Devin Booker will be out for at least a week. Wouldn't shock me if it was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Gillespie has started 3 of the past 4 games. He is coming off a career high 28 points, and he has scored in double digits in each of the past 10 games. Hashtag LeBron. 18 points, 5 assists, 4 boards, and 1.5 steals in 31 minutes per game during that 10-game stretch. Plus, sees an 8% usage increase with Booker off the floor, translating to 23 points and 8 assists per 36 minutes. And he's 34% rostered, so go ahead and pick him up, probably even in 10-team leagues.
Last night, that 28 points was not, you could almost see it coming because his stats have been gradually improving with almost every game. I don't think that's as fluky. It's obviously because Booker's out. He's not going to have 28 points again, but scoring steady scoring and assists seem like they're going to happen.
He's really good, man. I was not the person who came up with this, but he's kind of this season's Ty Jerome. Just exactly the profile of player that he is.
I like it. All right, my top pick this week is the revolving point guard situation in Dallas. Rookie Ryan Nembhard, who is rostered in 24% of Yahoo leagues and only 15% of ESPN leagues. Nembhard appears to be the new starting point guard for the Mavs. Yes, he's the brother of Indiana Pacer point guard Andrew Nembhard. Over the past 4 games, all starts, Ryan Nembhard has posted 17 points, 7.5 assists, and 3 triples over only 17 minutes a game. Cooper Flagg has no business playing point forward. Let the rookie play his natural position at small forward, and let Nembhard start. I am digging Ryan Nembhard as starting point guard for Dallas.
If we had some kind of like air horn or whatever signifier, Nembhard's the pickup of the. There you go. He's the pickup of the week. All right, moving on to mine. I'm going to start my picks off with 2 guys that should be rostered in 10-team leagues specifically, and they aren't in a lot of 10-team leagues apparently. Saddiq Bey, forward for the New Orleans Pelicans, 38% rostered on Yahoo. With Zion Williamson expected to miss the next 3 weeks, Bey will retain a heavy usage role for the Pelicans probably through Christmas. In 12 games without Zion, Bey has averaged over 31 fantasy points per contest. Saddiq Bey has started 7 consecutive games with averages of 20 points, 9 rebounds, 1.6 steals, and 1.9 3-pointers in 34 minutes per game. Bey's been a top 60 fantasy player on a per-game basis over the past week, and he's absolutely worth an add in 10-team leagues while Zion is out.
Zion's injured?
Yeah, Bay's been awesome. It's easy to forget. 55-point game under his belt. Was on a pretty good development track. He's actually a lot younger than people think.
I thought it was clever of the Wizards to stash him when he got hurt, but then they dealt him for CJ McCollum, and it's like, what, Washington? What are you doing?
They had a vision, and you don't see it, and that's why you're here, and their general manager is there. Think about that. Jay Huff, center for the Indiana Pacers, 25% rostered on Yahoo. Huff leads the NBA in both blocks total and blocks per game at 2.3 per game and 50 total. He has started the past 4 games, but the increased role for Huff began over the past 8 games. During that stretch, he's averaging 11 points and 48% from the field, including 2.3 three-pointers, 4.6 boards, 3.1 blocks, 1.8 assists, in about 24 minutes. I do not necessarily trust Huff to start and play 25 minutes a game for the rest of the season, but for right now, he has to be rostered, as pretty much anybody who's leading the NBA in any category should be rostered in fantasy. And this is more what we were projecting him for than the beginning of the season. The beginning of the season for him was really bad. I think it was just a bad stretch, and now I think he's doing what we kind of thought he would do. So, yeah, he needs to be more than 25% rostered.
I mean, that starting lineup for the Pacers for the first 2 weeks of the season was like changing every day due to crazy injuries. He's new to the squad, so it's not surprising it took him time to acclimate himself with his Pacer teammates. My second pick is, frankly, a very dull one. Julian Champagnie of the San Antonio Spurs, rostered on 14% of Yahoo leagues, 38% of ESPN, not to be confused with his brother that's on the Wizards. Look, all the Spurs are getting more shots with Wemby out. Over the past 7 games, all start, Champagnie has delivered 13.3 points a game, 7.4 rebounds, 1.3 stocks, which are nice, and over 2.5 three-pointers. He's getting 31 minutes of run a game. He's a great free throw shooter. It is bad field goal percentage, so a little better for points leagues. But Julian, I'm suggesting, as a nice pickup.
My second recommendation for the week is Kevin Porter Jr., guard for the Milwaukee Bucks, 49% rostered on Yahoo. Porter's been on fire since returning from a 5-week absence due to ankle and knee injuries. In 3 games since his return, KPJ is averaging 23 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 3.7 three-pointers. Those averages make Porter a top 25 fantasy player on a per-game basis over the past week. He's shooting 56, 91, and 58 over that 3-game stretch. That's not going to hold, of course. Efficiency is Porter's one issue, so he might turn the ball over a lot. His field goal percentage will probably be in the low to mid 40s at the end of the day, but he is a solid 10-team option, especially while Giannis is out for the next couple weeks. KPJ, not Ryan Rollins, is the best fantasy option in Milwaukee's backcourt moving forward.
Who's more the true point guard, Alex? Rollins or KPJ for the Bucks?
KPJ. Yeah. It's just annoying. Like, it's annoying if you have Rollins on your roster because KPJ just comes in and basically stole all of Rollins' usage. I'm being hyperbolic, but it's a really sharp drop for Rollins in terms of usage when KPJ is around. Yeah, and I think the thing is, too, Rollins is a good defender. So if they can have KPJ run the offense, which he's better at anyway, or more experienced at doing, and have Rollins focus on defense, hitting some shots, running some secondary actions, it's best for the team, as if that means anything at this point.
I mean, the encouraging sign for Rollins, if you roster Rollins on your fantasy teams right now, is he's still starting. They're both starting alongside each other, and they're both going to have fantasy value. I just wanted to kind of needle in to anyone who supports Ryan Reynolds, because I have KPG in multiple leagues.
I believe Ryan Reynolds is a famous actor. Ryan Rollins,
yes.
Guard, yes, for the.
Maybe next week we'll have was that Mint Mobile?
Yeah,
we'll see.
Take the call, Ken. All right, my long shot this week, going back to the Milwaukee Bucks, AJ Green, guard, 17% roster on Yahoo. Absolutely scorching hot shooting over the past 10 games. making 4.2 3-pointers per game for 13.5 points, plus 3.6 rebounds, 2.5 assists. I am not confident that his role will increase with Giannis out. Giannis feeds him a ton of just free, easy threes.
Mhm.
But I am very surprised that someone who's hitting 4 threes per game is only rostered in 17% of leagues. It felt like we were having these conversations last season, going back and forth. People will be like, well, I have to roster Duncan Robinson and I have to roster Sam Hauser. But now that AJ Green's hitting 4 threes per game, they're like, not interested, honestly. Don't care.
Definitely take AJ Green over Sam Hauser. I will stress that the entire show. Excellent, wise choice there, Alex. My long shot is admittedly someone I have almost like an unhealthy obsession with. I don't know why. I've mentioned him before in the show, but Dominick Barlow, two-way player for the Philadelphia Sixers, rostered in only 10% of Yahoo teams leagues. That's why he's my long shot. I am convinced Philly would be better playing Dominick Barlow over a hobbled Paul George. Here's my comp for Barlow. Alex, you're too young to know this, but Sixers veteran Bobby Jones. Shannon, you remember Bobby Jones? Both are 6'9". Jones was nicknamed the Secretary of Defense for those glorious Dr. J Sixer teams. And Jones averaged 2.9 stocks a game over his 12 NBA seasons. Look, Barlow's on a two-way deal, which makes no sense to me, except for, he was undrafted. They got him off the scrap heap from the Spurs. Philly's got to convert him before PG hits the old folks' home. Love Dominick Barlow. I'll throw out another long shot, too. Maxime Reynaud, rookie for the Sacramento Kings. He's getting some run with Domantas Sabonis out until late September. Reynaud is center for the Kings. If you really need some center play, he's a nice stopgap, too.
Nice recommendation, Ken. Yeah, I've loved watching Bobby Jones as a 2-year-old when he was in his prime. He made his last All-Star game. I'll
on the
never
black
forget.
and white with the rabbit ears.
Never forget. All right, our last recommendation, final long shot of the week, Kyle Filipowski, center for the Utah Jazz, 20% rostered. Filipowski earned a spot start Thursday, finishing with 15 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 threes in 31 minutes. Filipowski's minutes were already trending upward prior to Thursday's game, as he saw 29 and 31 minutes in the 2 previous games off the bench. Nurkic is not the long-term answer as center for the Utah Jazz, whether it's trade or injury or just inefficiency. I believe Nurkic will eventually be banished from the Jazz's starting 5, and once that happens, Filipowski will be the man. We already know Walker Kessler's out. They're going to lean into their younger guys as the season wears on. There's going to be some peaks and valleys, but Filipowski, he averages across the board production, as I mentioned it, from his game on Thursday night. You've got steals, you've got threes, points, rebounds, assists. He is a very good passer. I expect him to continue to see close to 30 minutes, whether it's off the bench, in the lineup, and I think he's worth a stash in 12 and 14 team leagues.
Yeah, the minutes are really what you need because, like you said, he can stuff the stat sheet, but he just needs to get the time, and he will. Also, you mentioned, Nurkic, not the long-term answer. February trade deadline. Not that they have a lot of guys to trade, but good add of Filipowski.